Scotland's footballing landscape has changed dramatically over the decades. Clubs have moved from historic homes to modern facilities, but not all relocations were met with cheers. Today, we count down stadium moves that left fans heartbroken. From iconic grounds with decades of memories to soulless replacements, these are the stories of loss, nostalgia, and change. Let's get started. 17. Dundee, from Carolina Port to Dins Park, 1899. Carolina Port had a modest capacity, while Dins Park currently holds 11,775. The move was a significant step up, but many old fans felt they were leaving behind a historic footballing home. Carolina Port was Dundee FC's original ground, but they needed a bigger, better home. Dins Park became one of Scotland's most traditional stadiums and a fortress for the club. 16. St. Johnstone, from Muirton Park to McDiarmid Park, 1989. Muirton Park held 10,000, while McDiarmid Park has a capacity of 10,696. It was a necessary move, but longtime supporters still mourn the loss of their old home. Muirton Park was a classic Scottish football ground with a rich history. However, due to redevelopment pressures and the need for better facilities, St. Johnstone moved to McDiarmid Park, which became the first purpose-built all-seater stadium in the UK. 15. Inverness Caledonian Thistle, from Telford Street Park to Caledonian Stadium, 1996. Telford Street Park had a capacity of 5,000, while Caledonian Stadium today holds 7,512. The move helped the club grow, but older fans of Caledonian FC and Inverness Thistle still miss their original stadiums. Telford Street Park was the home of Caledonian FC before their merger with Inverness Thistle in 1994. The move to the new stadium allowed the club to enter the Scottish Football League. 14. Airdrieonians, from Broomfield Park to Excelsior Stadium, 1994 to 1998. Broomfield Park held 12,000, while Excelsior Stadium holds 10,101. Fans felt disconnected from the new stadium, which lacked the soul of their beloved Broomfield. Broomfield Park was Airdrieonians' home for 106 years, known for its intimidating atmosphere. The move to Excelsior was necessary but heartbreaking. The club had to ground share with Clyde and Hamilton while waiting for Excelsior to be completed. 13. Clyde, from Shawfield to Broadwood, 1994. Shawfield held 50,000, while Broadwood holds just 7,936. Many Clyde fans never accepted the move to Cumbernauld. Shawfield was one of Scotland's great stadiums, but was sold in 1986. Clyde spent 8 years without a proper home before moving to Broadwood. Broadwood was Clyde's home for decades, but they have now moved to New Douglas Park in Hamilton. 12. Dumbarton, from Boghead Park to The Rock, 2000. Boghead Park held 18,000, while The Rock holds just 2,020. The reduction in size was a huge blow. Boghead Park was Scotland's longest-serving stadium before its closure. Therefore, Dumbarton FC plays at The Rock today. The new stadium sits below Dumbarton Rock, giving it one of Scotland's most scenic backdrops. 11. Cove Rangers, from Allen Park to Balmoral Stadium, 2018. Allen Park held 2,000, while Balmoral Stadium holds 2,602. The move modernized the club, but older fans missed the charm of Allen Park. Allen Park was Cove's home for decades before redevelopment forced them to move. Best's, currently Balmoral Stadium, is home to Cove Rangers. Cove Rangers won back-to-back promotions after moving to Balmoral Stadium. 10. Livingston, from Meadowbank Stadium, Edinburgh, to Almondvale, 1995. Livingston FC was once known as Meadowbank Thistle, playing at the multipurpose Meadowbank Stadium in Edinburgh. But in 1995, the club uprooted and rebranded, moving to Almondvale Stadium in Livingston. The shift devastated the local fan base, with many refusing to follow the club. Almondvale may be a modern stadium, but it was born from the death of a club many loved. 9. Falkirk, from Brockville Park to Falkirk Stadium, 2003. Brockville Park was a fortress, a tight and intimidating ground. But by 2003, it had become outdated and was demolished to make way for a Morrison's supermarket. Falkirk Stadium was a necessary upgrade, but many older fans still long for the raw energy of Brockville. The soul of the club, many argue, was left behind. 8. Stirling Albion, from Anfield Stadium to Forthbank Stadium, 1993. Anfield Stadium was a classic, but its declining condition forced Stirling Albion to move to Forthbank. Though modern, Forthbank lacks the grandeur and scale of Anfield. A once 10,000-strong capacity shrank to under 4,000, and with it, some of the passion was lost. 7. Queen's Park, Hampden Park to Lesser Hampden, 2021. Queen's Park, Scotland's oldest club, played at Hampden for over a century. But in 2021, they sold the stadium to the SFA and moved to the much smaller Lesser Hampden. Going from a world-famous ground to one barely big enough for non-league football has been a bitter pill for fans to swallow. 5. Gretna, from Raydale Park to Fir Park, 2007. Gretna FC's fairy tale rise ended in tragedy. Their move to Fir Park in 2007, due to stadium regulations, was the beginning of the end. Within a year, the club collapsed, leaving Raydale Park a ghost of its former self. A warning to all clubs: moving doesn't always mean progress. 4. Edinburgh City, from Meadowbank Stadium, 2017, to Ainsley Park. Edinburgh City had to leave their spiritual home in 2017 due to redevelopment. They found a temporary home at Ainsley Park, but the move felt like an exile. The soul of the club remained at Meadowbank, now a shadow of its former self after redevelopment. 3. Clydebank, from Kilbowie Park to Home Park, 1996. Kilbowie Park was iconic, but financial troubles saw Clydebank evicted in 1996. They spent years ground sharing before reforming at Home Park. The drop from 10,000 seats to just 1,000 highlights their tragic fall. A proud club, now a shadow of what it once was. 2. Hearts FC, Tynecastle to Mayfield. It has been home to Heart of Midlothian FC since 1886, witnessing triumphs, struggles, and unforgettable European nights. In 2004, the club announced plans to sell Tynecastle and move permanently to Mayfield. Fans revolted, forcing a change in ownership and saving the stadium. But in 2017, as Tynecastle's new main stand was being rebuilt, Hearts played 4 months of home games at Mayfield. 1. Celtic FC, from Celtic Park to Hampden Park, 1994 to 95. Celtic Park, it needed major redevelopment to meet new safety standards. The club was in financial turmoil, and without a viable alternative, they had to temporarily relocate. Their only option? Hampden Park, Scotland's national stadium. Even though Hampden was still in Glasgow, it didn't feel right. The stadium was bigger, but the atmosphere was different. Outro. Stadium relocations can be necessary, but they always come at a cost. Progress or heartbreak. These stadium moves sparked fierce debate. While clubs chase modern facilities, fans never forget the past. Which move do you think hurt the most? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into football's most emotional stories. Until next time.